Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Randy Small with Whatcom County weather, and we are trying a few different things tonight and hoping that this works here and that we can see everything better than what we've had in the past. So I'm playing around with how things go here and just making sure that instead of uh, um, making sure you can see the weather bell map, and then which is our models, weather models, and then I'm just kind of testing it where we see the observations, which I think is now up. I'm kind of playing with it back and forth. I think I have this correct here, and I will try to monitor the chat here in both. We've got our on YouTube, and let me just make sure I'm live on the Facebook page. I think I am on the Facebook page. Got a few over there, and hopefully you can hear me fine. So always check for that. That's always important to me to know if everyone can hear me. And but on YouTube we've got my neighbor is here. Keith is here. Good evening. Jen's letting us know that I'm live on both. Audio sounds good. Okay, I'm not muted tonight. You should be able to see on both the observation page. That's what we're going to start with first. Again, I'm changing up things here. I'm learning about some new things and how to do this. So let me just kind of figure this out as we go. But as we look at, let's start with the observations, and I hope this works. I'm going to go over to this page, maybe even zoom in a little bit. Let me just kind of check in it to make sure that this is working. I'm trying to figure this out here as we go. And can you see zooming in there on Whatcom County? Is that working out okay? So I'm just continuing to kind of watch what we're doing. I think it's working fine. So, oh, you can't see me on camera, Jen says. Okay, hang on. Let me figure out how to get myself back on camera. That is a problem, I guess. I don't know why I'm not on camera here. Yeah, it's a good question. Let's try this. Let me see if I can get myself on here because it doesn't look like it is working. Let's try this. Can you see me now? Hopefully you can see me now. Good evening. Hopefully I'm up now. And okay, we got Anthony is joining us from Puget Sound Stormwatch. Good to see you. Thank you. Man, we're like having a party here. Okay, you see me now. And again, I'm still learning about how to do this. So, wow, I got things all over the place. But let's talk about the observations tonight. We are mostly in the 30s here in western Whatcom County lowlands. Obviously, up in the Sumas Mountain, it's a little warmer. A little colder. And then up the mountain at Heather Meadows is about 33. At Pan Dome is 30. We'll see that in just a minute as well. And again, just hoping that this is working out fine, that you can see this. But mainly upper 30s, a little bit Ferndale area, a little bit warmer. Blaine, closer to the water. Airport is 37. Out on the peninsula here is 40. Down here in the southern area, yeah, again, 43 by the water, 38. 39 inland, 42 in Sudden Valley, 45 up here on the mountain, a little bit up. Well, I don't know actually where that reporting station is. 364 feet in elevation. So let's take a look at Skagit real quick. We're trying to get them. They're basically 40s by the water, a little bit cooler inland. Up the highway here, 40 and 38 in Rockport, 39 in Marble So you can kind of see, and then up that way, up Highway 20. And then let's take a look at South BC. We're coming in with about a little warmer up there in the mid to upper 40s. Interesting. So that's yeah, if you can hit subscribe, hit like. We're trying to reach the 500 subscribers. So that's watch hours is also important to us as we continue on as well. So just really appreciate everybody on here, and we are going to take a look at some weather models in just a minute. Let's take a look at the Bellingham Airport monthly up-to-date totals. We got 5.13 inches of rain through, well, there was no rain today. So through today, the 20th, even though it's not recorded yet. And let me just double check. I'm pretty sure our average is 5.20. I'm going to pull up November's of last year, and the average is 5.20. We were about 0.39 under last year. So we are about to go over normal. That's good news for us for sure. That we go over normal here for November. It's our wettest month for precip. And so we're having some buffering issues. I don't understand why it buffers on YouTube sometimes. Yeah, I'm getting cut out. Well, that's too bad. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Hopefully it will come back. It's probably my kids playing on the computer. So hopefully it'll come back. That's weird that it's buffering like that. Anyway, we're going to continue to work on getting maybe some better internet. This might push me over the edge. So anyway, let me just continue on with this, and hopefully it picks back up. So yeah, I thought I had the frame rate on a little set correctly on YouTube, but I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay, buffering's back on fixed on YouTube. Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I may upgrade my internet. I keep saying that. So, oh, now they're saying it on Facebook too. Wonder if my kids are watching too much screen. Ha. Anyway, I hope that that gets better here as we go. But anyway, good news that we have almost reached normal for the airport. We've already looked at temperatures, and it is 33 at Mount Baker, Heather Meadows, and 30 at Pandome or / Artist Point. So again, there's no precipitation, so no snow falling, but it is basically cold enough to have snow up there, and we're cold down here as well. Let's take a look at the accumulation through the 20th. We are now exactly 2 inches under for the year. So 26.72 accumulation, 28.73 is normal for this time of the year. So 28.7, we're exactly 2 inches under. So yeah, looks good there. And then we have, we'll look at the forecast later. I think that's good enough on the observations. Let's take a look at the model runs tonight. GFS here is pretty well done. I'm going to hit the refresh button on that, and let me make sure that it comes up on this OBS screen, and I am learning a lot about this. So let me see if I can get this set up correctly, and hopefully you can now see the... you should be able to see the weather model map as well. So hopefully that is doable, and you're able to see that. Again, it looks like it's good. So we've got Weather Bell up here, and we're going to put the GFS in motion tonight. This is kind of a lot of this trough, whatever you want to call it, upper level low, but trough has gone to the south, and we've talked a lot about that. And that's going to continue as we go into Friday, playing around down here and off of California. And so that's into Saturday. Looks like we got this, I don't know what I want to call it, a dirty ridge, flat ridge, not much of a ridge, but it will probably keep us fairly dry over the next couple of days. We'll take a look at that when we look at the surface maps. But anyway, let's continue as this is Saturday. I'm actually going to be going over the mountains on Saturday, so it looks like I'm going to have a nice drive. I don't think there's much snow up at Snoqualmie or anywhere in the passes that at least Snoqualmie, because my niece came over last weekend and there wasn't much at all. So, yes, Ridgelet, that is correct. Thanks, Brenda. Okay, you went out and back in. So the Puget Sound Stormwatch, who I highly recommend if you don't follow. I'm not covering as much area as some of the other Facebook pages are. Obviously, I'm geared towards Whatcom County, but Anthony over there does a great job. So getting more of the, down in the King County, Pierce, down south a little more. So I recommend that you can, we want you to follow our page too, of course, but he's an excellent resource down there, and he understands a lot of these crazy microclimates we got. So just a shout out, you can find him over on Facebook. I'm not sure if he's running a YouTube channel. I honestly can't remember. I'm sorry, but I probably should know all that. But anyway, let's go back to our map. Sunday, we see it looks like a trough coming down on Sunday into Monday. I think that's a little deeper than the earlier run on the 12Z. I'm going to take a look at something. Well, it's similar, I guess. Okay. But I think it's a little more deeper and south than maybe what the Euro was. So, yep, you're welcome, Anthony. Again, Puget Sound Stormwatch, he's growing fast over there, and he's put more time and effort out. He's been able to get more time on that. So, give him a follow, especially if you're down south. Back to this. I do like 3 things at once. Into Monday, that trough heads into Montana, the main, and then kind of this ridgy ridge for middle of next week sets up. And just kind of looking to see what happens with this Alaskan Ridge on this GFS run tonight. We got a little bit of a break, maybe some dry weather coming next week here. And okay, so let's just keep an eye on what happens. We got this big trough. Thanksgiving, it looks like we got some potential for cold in the up, over here. Michigan, Wisconsin, at least on this run tonight. Remember, this is just one run. Now, as we slide into Thanksgiving Day, we got this trough that's sliding down. The heavier portion, the main energy, is kind of sliding into Northern California. But then we got a ridge setting up on this run here. That we need to keep an eye on that. Because let's see what happens here. Now, we got a deepening trough up here in BC, and that slides down next Saturday. This is very interesting looking here. Oh boy, this is fascinating to me. We got this ridge up here in Alaska. Wow, we got a deepening trough right over us. If that were to swing out a little bit, my goodness, this is a deepening trough. This is some cold air, it appears like to me, without looking at anything else. And we got that thing just going down, man. Hopefully California doesn't freeze off the map here. But Northeast California. But anyway, wow, look at this deepening cold. We got this ridge. It's kind of playing around, regurgitating up there. Here comes, let's see what else. That trough ends up going east. Now we're getting way out into La La Land. We still got this ridge playing around up here, which is interesting. If that were to pump up better, instead of this way, it were to go this way, that opens the door for more setups. And then we got a big bad cold, but we're way too far out. So very interesting GFS run tonight. Let's take a look, see if the Euro is out. And I don't know if it's started here. Let me refresh my screen. It just started. Okay, we'll give it some time. Let's take a look at what the GFS spit out for precip. Okay, Friday looks mostly dry. Maybe just a hint of precip here. And again, this is a low-res model, so, we'd have to look at high-res, but it doesn't look like a lot. Okay, we're into Saturday. Okay, a little bit Saturday afternoon. This has kind of been off and on advertised Saturday at some point. So kind of dropping down. The pass looks good for me to get over both ways. I've been looking at that all week. And then we go into Sunday, and we got some precip filling in here. That's that trough that we just looked at. If we back up here, that's this trough right coming in right about there on the GFS. And so I don't want to look at that map. And let's put this forward. So possibly some precip right here coming on Sunday. We're going to have to check for wind on that as well. We got some precip up in the mountains, over the Olympics, even all the way down the corridor, the I-5 corridor. That trough digging a little bit down that way, so to speak, and it's jumping precip here. Maybe a little bit of a shadow there, but, Whatcom County, yep, Skagit on this run. Again, we're just looking at one. I'm putting this into motion. Let's just keep going. I said next Tuesday, Wednesday looks dry, and I'm sure there's a chance of rain, but it ain't much, at least on this run. Going into the Thanksgiving, here comes some kind of, okay, so Wednesday is wet. So if we go back to the GFS, let's see if there's a trough on Wednesday, or this ridge is just really flat. Yeah, it's kind of this right here. It's just flat enough that it's letting in some precip, and we'll have to look at the surface to get more details on that. Into Thanksgiving Day, it's kind of wet on Thanksgiving Day on this run. It's pretty wet, actually. And then we got down here, some into Southern Oregon, which is good. Even Eastern Washington's Friday. And then that's probably far enough. This is a pretty wet run for late November. Although November is, again, our moistest, wettest month. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at the snow map. And I want to caution you, this map's probably going to have some snow on it. All the way down. But I want to caution you, this is a long way out. I am not predicting any snow in the lowlands. I'm looking for mountain snow. And these maps that are up the snow resolution, especially this far out. So it's like, if it shows it, and it very well may, from and I'll tell you where it's going to show potentially is right around in here. But this is going to be a cold run. That's what I'm seeing. And as I always say, get the cold air first, and then the fun happens. I am not saying snow is coming. I want to make sure whatever we look at for snow on this map, I will not hype these events up. It's too far out. And I don't think any of my friends doing weather in the Pacific Northwest would do this either that I know. Every one of them are going to say similar. They're going to say, you know, we may be seeing it, but we want to see a whole bunch of runs in a row of it. We want to see all the weather models agree, at least to some extent. We got to get the cold air here, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just cautioning you, this low-res model is probably going to spit out some snow in the lowlands right up here. But let's see. Here we go into the mountains. We got some snow potential over that early trough on Sunday, Monday. That's good. Although, again, this is a low-res. Can't pick up our terrain very well. And in fact, it thinks the lowlands are part of the mountains. So anyway, I do like this, the fact that there's snow potential, especially after I get through the pass. But maybe some snow potential all the way down into the Oregon Cascades into early next week. Now we're almost to Wednesday. Okay, here it comes. Here comes the snow. It's advertising a little bit of snow before Thanksgiving. Right. Yeah. Don't even quote me on saying that that's going to happen. We have no clue, and I would highly doubt it, to be honest. I bet you this is not even cold enough for snow. You know what? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the 850s. And I got to think this through. I'm just going to grab this map. Hold on. Actually, no, I'll just grab this one. I want to take a look at the 850s here. And I want to take a look at, not that one. I need upper air. Hold on. Let's see if I can grab the 850s. Ha ha ha! That's not even near cold enough for snow. I'm going back to Wednesday. Now, it's possible that this snow level could get drugged down. There's a lot we have to look at this. But just on pure stuff, pure 850s at 5,000 feet, this ain't warm enough for lowland snow. You got to get to -6. So, like I said, the terrain is a joke on the GFS and a lot of these high-res or low-res models. That's why we have to look at high-res when it gets closer. But it is showing it. That's kind of funny that it is. Okay, I'm going to back up here. But it is showing mountain snow. That I'm pretty sure. You know, its potential's there. We need mountain snow now. We want to get the ski areas open. Okay, we're pushing this into Friday. I still think there's going to be more snow coming. Let's see. This is next week, Friday. The mountains are building all the way down into the Sierras here. Or, you know, all the way down into California. Yeah, here comes more lowland snow. Here it comes. At least, yeah, here, not a lot. But this is kind of funny. Not a ton here. Let's keep it going. But look at how much it's trying to advertise. Again, very low res. We're way too far out. I told you there's going to be a little bit of lowland snow, or at least some. So here it is. Okay, my biggest thing is let's take a look at what it might be advertising for temps. Okay, so let's just take a look at the surface temps, because this is a cold run. I guarantee this is a cold run. I'm going to look at the surface temps coming in at late next week. Okay, we're down into the upper 40s here for highs. Okay, let's keep going. I want to get later in this run. Yeah, these are low. This is going to be a cold run. Barely getting to 40. Oh, there's 50 for Thanksgiving Day. Okay, we'll take that. 51. What is toward the end of this run? Here comes the cold air. Here it comes. Yep, here it comes. 18, 20, 24 at Abbotsford. Here it comes. 19 at Bellingham. 16. I told you it's cold. Okay, here's the other thing. Is there any outflow that were to come with this? So I'm going to take a look at this gradient map. Let's just put this into motion here. Yep, there it is. There's your outflow. Right there. You know, when you start seeing these isobars, and then you got this Arctic high. In fact, if we, let's see, if we change the region to, wow, I haven't done this in a while. My brain just, North America. You will see the Arctic high better. It's right up here. Haha, does that say a 1,061? Oh my goodness. And 1,057, here's 1,054. Yeah, that's a strong potential there for some outflow. Okay, so is that going to happen? Is it going to snow in the lowlands? No idea. Are we going to have outflow? Is it going to go cold? I have no idea. But this run, definitely showing some of that. We need to keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at any of the Euro that's come out tonight. Okay. Hey, Ben is here from Washington Weather Chasers. There's another. If you want to give another a like, follow. Ben's been a big follower, helper to me. And along the way, we're buddies, friends, and appreciate his help, especially this week. But give him a follow as well. He's got YouTube and by the way, Anthony does as well. He confirmed that here. But he's got the Facebook page, Washington Weather Chasers. Again, he's broader than I am. We're doing more Whatcom County, a little bit of Skagit. We'll talk about South BC a little bit. But hey, just give him a follow. Even if you follow this page. And he does come to Whatcom County and chase. He's done some epic northeast wind chases out here. And he's got some epic video. So, yeah, give him a follow. But the Euro is really not out that far. I mean, so we'll stall. I'm going to try, okay, and Ben helped me. I'm going to try to pull up, let's see if I can do this. And again, I'm still learning this, how to do this. I want to change. Yeah, I'm still learning this. I want to pull up nope, not that one. Hold on. Still learning this program. Well, I know there's a way. Hang on. I promise I'll get this figured out here. There it is. Let me see if I can pull up my Fraser outflow. I'm getting it. It's coming. I promise. And I want to show you this. And no, it's still not doing it. I don't think. It's not showing. Let's see if I can get this up. Again, I'm still kind of testing this out here. Ben actually helped me with this. And, okay. Can you see, let me just fix this. Can you see that Fraser outflow map now? I'm hoping that you can see that. And I think it's up. So on this Fraser outflow, and this is critical for getting cold air. It's the conduit for getting the cold air right through the gorge, called the Fraser Gorge, up from, Chilliwack, Hope, coming right down here, and we are on the end of that cone, and it just blasts out of the chute, and it just goes right here. These lines aren't perfect. And you got Sumas and Linden and a little bit of Everson and away from the foothills. And by the way, if you can see this topographical map, you can see the foothills, Sumas Mountain. If you want to know why Bellingham, like Sudden Valley, does not get, and why the Smith Road is the dividing line, it's right here. I don't know if I can zoom in on this very well. I have another topographical map I can show you, but I believe Sumas Mountain is the key. And also, I honestly, if this is Galbraith, I can't remember which hill is kind of north end of Lake Whatcom, and that's my fault. I honestly don't know all the Stewart and Galbraith and all those, but they are pretty much blocking the northeast wind from going south. Now, the cold air does get down there, and there is probably some northeast wind, but generally Sudden Valley does not get the wind. Even South Bellingham doesn't get the wind like the airport does up here. And it's because and the Smith Road is, I think, it's because of these mountains. And if you follow it, the Smith Road is kind of where that ends. If you follow the line straight. My neighbor Alex helped me with this years ago, figuring this out. But anyway, this probably can be the north end. This north line can probably be moved up a little bit higher. But Blaine does not get the northeast wind. H Street, yeah, they might get a little, but not like, Ferndale. And then Bellingham and the airport and even into downtown Bellingham a little bit more. The lettered streets get northeast wind, so to speak. And then out to the islands. Sometimes the islands get it. And I don't know if I could pull this off, but I need to pull up my Sandy Point video from a few years ago when, if I could pull that up. Hold on a second, and I'm going to have to play with the windows. Let me see if I can pull this up, and I'm going to show you what the northeast wind did in Sandy Point a few years ago. If I can pull this up, give me a little bit of grace here as I try to figure this out. Hopefully I can get this open. You're still looking at the Fraser outflow map, I believe, because I think I have this set up where I can do things behind the scenes. But maybe next time when we go live, I'll try to have that video ready for you if I don't get it up, because I got to remember the year that we did, that storm was it the 2021? Nope. Was it 19 and 20? I got all my snow and winter folders organized, but I just got to remember when that storm was, and my brain is honestly forgetting what year that was. That's what happens when you get older. You start forgetting. Well, I'll try to get that up next time for you guys. Oh, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Yep, here it is. This is it. I just got to find the right video. I knew I was going to find it here. Maybe it was in round 2 where we went to Sandy Point. And, oh my goodness, the damage. Here it is. So, now the question is, can I get this video to play and also show it to you? So, hold on here. Let me see if I can get this up for you all. So just a second here. Again, I'm still learning this. Let me see if I can figure this out. And I want to change this capture. I'm getting it to, yeah, right here. Okay, can you see videos showing up on the live? Yes, you can. Okay, let me pull this up. Let's see if you can watch. This is what happened with the northeast wind. Can you see that power pole snapped? Let's see if it comes up here. And this was a crazy windstorm. Yes, it was the 19 windstorm. I hope you can see that. Hopefully it's not buffering and messed up. Okay, can you see the power pole snapped? Okay, so, I mean, this is what the northeast wind did. Right into that, line. That... Well, it just took the power line and just hung there. There's another view of it. Again, hopefully you're able to see that, and I haven't messed this up. And that sound is pretty loud, but again, hopefully. And then, yeah, this was out, I think, on Kickerville area. And it took out a bunch of power. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to imagine what this thing can do. Again, I hope you're able to see it on the page, on both pages here. So, can't see the video. Okay, why are we not? It was working. Huh, you see the files and not the video. Oh, it's because I opened a new window. Hang on. Yeah, there's so many things you gotta think about here. Hold on, I know why. It's because I opened the new window. Hey, they see my files and not the video. Okay, hang on. Man, I was watching the video just awesome. You know what? Next time, I'm just gonna have to show it next time. I honestly am not sure why it's not finding it. It should be, but it's not. So, okay, gotta capture the actual video file window. Well, I'm trying to. I know, Ben, that's what you told me to do. Ha! But it's not showing up on that list. So, for whatever reason, I don't know why. Anyway, we'll figure that out next time, and we'll talk about it. Sorry about that. This was a last-minute idea. Okay, let's see if the Euro has come out. And let's see, it's out a little ways here. Let's take a look at tonight's Euro 0Z run here. There's that upper level low kind of flying off southwestern California, off of Baja Peninsula. We've talked about that several times. Here's this ridgy ridge that's kind of flat. That's, but it could probably keep us dry into Saturday overall. And then here comes what I assume is this trough for Sunday. Although it's not as deep as the GFS. The GFS trough again, and there is a way to show you the difference between these two. Yeah, still looking at the files. I have to figure out how to switch this faster, and I honestly don't know how to do that. Okay, that should be, hopefully that's fixed, and you can see the weather bell now. I got to figure out how to switch that faster. But this trough coming on Sunday is not as deep as the GFS. It's just not. And I think I can show you. Yeah, so I've got the comparison up here. The Euro's on the left and the GFS is on the right. And it's stronger and it's deeper down. It's further south. It digs further on the GFS. The Euro's not as strong or dig as far here on the left. You can see the darker blues, and it pushes into Oregon much more, even into California. And this one is just not, the Euro's maybe not quite on board as that. So just interesting to see. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see if I can go back to the euro. And then we go into, middle of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's kind of that ridge again. Might not be dry, though. The ridge is maybe a little more centered down here in California, but it's really not pumping up. It's not that strong. So we'll have to see what the surface maps look like. And then we go into Thanksgiving Day. Here comes a attempt at a trough. Okay, it's trying to pump this ridge, or, get us a Alaskan ridge. I don't know how this is going to work out, because the euro is going to end right about, and here comes this trough down into California again. I'm going to check that, compare that again to the GFS. Okay, so interesting. So, wait, hang on, right here. They're both advertising ridges next week. Okay, the GFS. Now, there's a lot of differences, okay? But they got this trough. They both have a trough going down here. The Euro ridge here versus this kind of fish-looking ridge on the GFS. But you also got this trough starting up in way in northern BC. But the ridge on the Euro is blocking that at this point. And that ridge is really getting pumped up here. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, I think that's the end of the run. I'm going to refresh it again. This is like live look at the weather model coming out here tonight. Okay, let's just fast forward to see. Here goes that ridge. But yeah, again, there's not everything is out yet. It skipped 42 hours. That's kind of funny. And that ridge is not in the greatest placement. I don't know if it retrogrades. Lot to be decided. That's for sure. Let's take a look at the Euro preset map. Let me see if they get any mountain snow up to the point it's out. Okay, a little bit of precip advertised tomorrow. There's our Saturday. Again, I'm looking at the mountain pass because I'm going east of the mountains on Saturday. But again, maybe some rain up here in Whatcom County, but nothing much in the pass. That's good for me. I get back on Sunday or late Saturday night. Again, there's that trough. Not as much precip south because the trough's not as south. Still a decent amount of rain up here for Whatcom, at least on this run, and a little bit up in the mountains, kind of here in the Olympics. Definitely some down here as we go into Monday. And then I think we got it mostly dry. Okay, Monday's not mostly all dry, but let's see if Tuesday, still rain. Yep, here's the surface map showing Tuesday and Wednesday, and especially down here. This, again, is one run. This is tonight's Euro. More wet down here in southwest Washington, kind of northwest Oregon. Really wet, actually. Wow, the Euro is really wet down there. And then starts picking up more rain as we go into Thanksgiving Day's wet on the Euro. Okay. And then we're going to drop off here because that's the end of the run. Let's take a look at the Euro snow through this point just to kind of see. Again, these are low-res maps. Nothing to hang your hat on, but it gives us some idea. Not a whole lot of snow this weekend on the Euro. That's a difference. The GFS definitely had snow. In fact, we can see that right here as we compare it. There it is. The GFS has got mountain snow. The Euro is not much. Let's put this, let's take that back off, the comparison. I'm getting this figured out. And some little bits of snow, but not a whole lot. Euro doesn't have a ton of mountain snow. Now we're going into next week. Here comes some mountain snow on Tuesday, especially more pointed to the Central Cascades or down, south of us. Northern still and some central. And then, here comes some more snow. Okay, here comes some mountain snow on Thanksgiving. That's good. This is good. I don't care who gets I want the snow up in the mountains, but I would love to see some snow here. Stevens Pass, Thanksgiving. Keep an eye on that on this run. And then that's about as far as it goes so far tonight. So let us recap what we're seeing. Let's see. And we do it by, let's see if what we're seeing on the maps agree, that the National Weather Service agrees with us. It's not that we agree with them, right? Okay. But again, the amounts are less than a tenth. So for tomorrow, high of 48, lows a little crisp tonight, depending on how much clouds come and when they come in. We're not going to take time to look at that. Just keep an eye on that. Possibly a chance of rain, not going to be a huge amount. A little, Friday night again, less than a tenth of an inch. We're not talking, even though it's showing 80%, this isn't a huge amount. Now, Saturday, it does show up, like a quarter inch. Could be a little more, could be a little less, depending on location. But that's, again, I'm not it's not going to be down, it looks like, in the past, more up here in the Whatcom County, maybe a little bit in Skagit as well, BC, South BC. Saturday night's got a chance of rain, and that's where it's more rain. If you go back to the run here, oh wait, I've got to switch the map here. Again, this is still stuff I'm learning. Yikes. Nope, wrong one. Hang on, let me move this up. Yeah, I got a lot to learn about this yet. Because I still am not sure how I'm reordering these. So, anyway, I am sorry. I got a lot to learn. Let me see if I can get this figured out. Okay. Hopefully you can see that forecast now as I go. And let me make this so that it's more... Let's see if I can make this readable for you all, too. Okay. That should be better. Hopefully you can see that. And I apologize. Again, I have a lot of learning to do myself all the time. We're always learning. So yeah, that rain Friday into Saturday, Saturday into Sunday, rain likely, you know, again, and then, you know, Monday into Tuesday, maybe a little drier. Okay. Although not, and then, well, there's going to be a chance of rain on Tuesday. Rain likely on Wednesday, chance of rain. Oh, Thanksgiving Day. I don't know if you can see this. I'm hopefully scrolling. A chance of rain and snow. High near 49. Rain and snow likely. Oh yeah, whatever. We'll see. But don't, yeah, it's just interesting to see that. Okay, I'm going to look for questions. Okay, I don't think I'm seeing too many. I think I've kept up on the YouTube feed. Let me see if I can check the questions here. This is where it'd be nice to be running a video. Let me see if I can do something here. Let me see if I can run this video while... I don't know if I can run it without sound. Okay, just a second here. I'm going to run my own video. I don't know if this is allowed. I don't know if this is going to screw up YouTube or what. But I'm wondering if you can see my Birds in the Snow video while I'm talking. So you have something to look at. But let's see if this... Okay, hopefully you have it. If I make this full screen, then you won't see the stuff on the side. Okay, there you go. There's my time-lapse of Birds in the Snow. Hopefully you could see some of it. This was taken a few years ago. So, that way you can look at something while I'm talking. Let's see. Let me check your the Facebook comments here is what I'm looking at. If you have any YouTube questions, put those up as well. Again, watch, like, subscribe. Or is it subscribe, like, and watch? The more we have, the better. The more we'll get this channel going. And by the way, this is the newest video I just put up yesterday. I didn't promote it. I'm actually trying some stuff about the way we go about it. But if you want to watch this video, it's the newest video on the Whatcom County Weather YouTube and channel. And you can watch it now or tomorrow or soon. Okay. Okay. Thanks to Ben for being on here. Rachel, thank you. Addie, thank you. Yeah, I'm speaking a different language. Hopefully answered about the snow. Okay, Facebook's fine for me. Evan says we're good. Okay, I don't think there's any questions, but make sure, yeah, follow over on YouTube. And again, I'm recommending get Washington Weather Chasers and Puget Sound Stormwatch. Both have really good pages. They know what they're talking about. And so, again, I encourage them. We all support each other. Now, if somebody is out there putting off crazy stuff, you know, like it's going to snow next week on the lowlands, and you're going to have 3 inches at your house, you know, and these crazy snow maps, that's kind of frustrating. I've been seeing a lot of that. So, anyway, let's not have that kind of issue. So, okay, I am going to probably call this live. Oh, yes, Anthony, I do have some thoughts, but I would, yeah, I you know what? I'm really tempted to pull up a few things about this that I'm really frustrated about, and quit. Yeah, now I've lost my bird video.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah,
Randy Small.
there's a few things that I'd like to say about some of these people. Hi, unofficial Washington State Fire. But I have nothing negative about the people. It's more the hype that's being put up about some of this stuff. And it's really, bothersome to me. I don't know. I'm going to try. I'll show you what I mean here. Brenda, I'll help you with that in a bit too. Let me show you something here on, let's see if I think I have the correct window up. I don't know how this is going to go down. But I think I have it. I'm kind of watching at the same time here. I might be able to find this pretty quick here. Here's Puget Sound Stormwatch is page. Ingalls Weather's another one across the border. He's a meteorologist, friend, knows what he's talking about. These are just, the out Vancouver and Lower Mainland weather page. Another one I would recommend Ryan up there. Scott Sistek is another one. These are all good people that know what they're talking about, is what I'm saying. But there was, and of course now it's not coming up on my feed. The other day on my feed on this Whatcom County weather, I had all these East Coast people that were basically showing these snow maps that were like, why are you showing these for next week? And there were some issues with these people, and they're doing it for clicks and likes, and they're hyping up events that probably aren't going to happen. They're showing these big time anomaly maps. Let me see if I can pull up James Spann, because he was addressing this the other day. I highly recommend, if you want to follow weather in the Alabama area, James Spann is one of the top guys in the country doing this, and he shares a lot of pictures too. Really good guy, one of the good guys in our business. He had a post earlier today about it, or yesterday, and he was yeah, of course I'm not going to find it, and I'm doing this off the fly, so that's going to cause problems, because you're like, why is this guy scanning all these pages? Oh, he had a post, and he nailed it. And I wasn't ready for this. Anyway, all this to say is, be careful who you pick as somebody on doing the weather. Listen, there are people that are doing the weather in this broad swath of an area to get lots of clicks and likes. And they don't know Whatcom County. They don't know Skagit County. And I'm not saying I'm an expert on Skagit, and I'm not even saying I'm an expert on King. But I am knowledgeable about the Pacific Northwest, but I do not know a whole lot about the upper Midwest. I don't know about Florida. I mean, I know it's hot often down there. I got that. But I don't know about a lot of the U.S. I don't know the microclimates. Like, we know these. And these local people know this. Like Ben and Michael and Anthony and Bree down at Little Bear Creek and, Mark Ingalls. And these are guys that know the area. They're very good at what they do. They've chased the storms. And so those are the people you should be following. And be careful about the national ones that don't, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I wish I could find James's post. Maybe he didn't do it on Facebook. Maybe it was on Twitter that I saw, X that I saw. Let me check, see, because yeah. And I have to be careful not overhyping up stuff either, It's like, yeah, there's a lot here, but we hope to be careful. Oh man, I even liked his post. It's sad I can't find this. Okay, here's one. Yeah, here we go. And I don't know who Justin Burke is. Okay, he's a meteorologist maybe in Baltimore area. He said, here it is. Please stop this map madness. I'm joining a chorus of veteran meteorologists in a growing divide on social media against outrageous weather maps that is costing credibility, and he is absolutely correct. This map is 9 days away. Okay, down here. Showing snow just, outside of Baltimore, Okay, and 9 days away. And I did show you some maps tonight that were way out. And I'm telling you, nothing. We know nothing. It's just some hints that maybe there's some cold, but we know nothing about next week yet. But people are advertising this as the truth. He says, I have seen professional meteorologists posting snow maps out to 46 days, but it's misleading. Storm forecasts are marginal 7 days away. 100% correct. More accuracy in the 3 to 5 day period. Snow total forecasts are even less accurate. And here in Washington, Lowlands are even less accurate than within 5 minutes. So why look at a snow map for 2 weeks? Now, again, I'm not wanting to be hypocritical. I did show you some tonight, a little bit of snow maps, but I am saying outright on this, I'm not posting these snow maps anywhere. And if I did post a snow map, it would be with a ton of caveats. And I generally don't post 2 weeks out. I don't think I ever have. Maybe once. I don't know. So he's, hold them accountable. Yep, you can have 4 meteorologists in the same room and have 5 different forecasts, but find the trusted sources and compare. Okay? So, and again, it could snow next week there. That's not what he's saying. He's just saying that these maps don't. Yeah, here's another one. Here's a one. And I don't know what this post says, but I'm embarrassed by so many professional meteorologists who have sold their souls. Do ethics even matter to them? And I'm going to say here that I built this page from 7 years ago next week. I've been doing this page. And 3 pillars. And I've repeated these. Integrity, honesty, and care for our community. Or compassion, whatever. A care for the community. There's a reason why I was in Costco tonight. And I had several, at least, I think it was one, a mom and a son heard my voice. They came up to me and said, "You're the weather guy." And they said, "Thank you for what you do." Because we built it this way. And that's what anybody that's going to help me is going to do it that way, or else they're not going to help. We're going to do it the right way. And we are going to help. We are going to be kind. And we are going to be caring. And we are going to have integrity. And we're going to be honest as best. Now I get excited about the weather. But this kind of stuff isn't. The public is getting fed up with this nonsense. And they should. And I know there's lots of differing political views out there. I can't pull up his post, but this Steve guy's post, I'd like to see it. I got that. I got there's differing views, and I got that we're all that business. But we're not going to overhype these types of events. But we'll talk about them. We'll share our thoughts. And when we get closer, if there's snow, and we've done the drill. So, okay. I have gone off my rocker here. If you want to support the page, that question has come up. There are a couple of ways. Stars on Facebook. I don't think we can do YouTube yet because we're not set up for that yet because we're not monetized on YouTube. Honestly, we need to get more followers and more watch hours to be monetized. But on we do have a donation, or you can write me. I have a Venmo and all that. You can support me through there. Yeah, I probably should start a Ko-fi or coffee or whatever that's called as well. I've got too many different places. But there's several people have mailed checks to me recently. But at the top of the Whatcom County weather, where it says, hold on, let me go back here, where it says, I can't think of it, not messages, but it's the featured section. We have the donation. So you can just click on that, and over there is a link. I don't know why these pages are not loading tonight. They're acting very crazy here. But you can click on that donation link, and you will find a way to be able to give. There it is, and you click on this, and that's the GoFundMe. I know GoFundMe takes money, but we have raised about $600. But I have raised probably, I don't know, $1,500 already with Venmo, with checks. I've had a few $100s come in this week because people know what we're doing here, and they believe in it. And obviously, a lot of people can't give. Personally, I've tried to keep everything free as best I can. Well, I have. There's nobody that is forced to, and even as a subscriber on other pages, you're not forced to subscribe. But I've left everything free because I know there's people that are going through hard times. I know there's people who can't afford even $1. They need to feed their families. But everybody's affected by the weather. So we all want to know if it's going to snow or the wind or the flooding. We all want to know about that if it's going to come. We may not be able to stop it. We may not like it, but we got to be, warned about it. We're here to save lives. We're here to be that. And so if you can, you can support me, but you don't have to. And if you don't have to, I don't look at you different. we're all going to be hit by the same storm, so to speak. So, you know, it's great. Some can support, some can't. Great. You're still finding out what the weather is. Okay. So, and if you don't want to pay a fee, Venmo is another way. You can, the Venmo link is in here as well. You can just click on it. It's right here. And you can, and it is under my photography, but there I am with my storm hat. Okay. And so, and again, Randy-small-3. But I can help you that. If you need my address, you can message me, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not so worried about that. I just appreciate serving this community. And I just love, okay, I'm looking at this. I love being able to be part of Whatcom County, and do what I'm doing. So if you're able, again, oh, you can watch on Facebook, but if you want to watch on YouTube so we can get our hours up, and you know, you have the option, but you're on YouTube already and you can subscribe. I'm trying to get more people to YouTube just because I want to get it monetized. I know it's going to take some work. It's probably going to take a storm to get it monetized, to be honest. It's going to take more viewers and, you know, boring weather right now. But I want that YouTube. So if you had a choice, do YouTube, make sure you subscribe, and then let it run. I wish I could get 100 people to let it run 2 hours, you know, let this long broadcast just run overnight, and then, you know, but just to get watch hours. But we'll get it. We'll get it someday. And if we don't get it this winter, it'll just keep setting up for the next one. Okay. Let me check one more time for the comments. This has gone on long enough. I'm just rambling. Jennifer's probably ready to go to bed. Becca says hi. Okay, I think we're good there. We've had a good number of Facebook people tonight, you know, numbers on here. Like that post as well. Go ahead and comment. Anything to get and comment. If you want to comment, join the live chat on YouTube, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, okay, everyone, thank you so much. Really appreciate all. We got the regulars coming in here every night, so thank you so much. Yeah, spread the word. So, okay, have a good night. I think I'm done. Just appreciate y'all. Have a good one. We'll catch you. Won't be Saturday. I'm not sure about tomorrow night, but probably Sunday night would be the next one. Okay, and we'll get an update on the forecast out tomorrow so that it can be in writing, and those who can't watch the YouTube or Facebook will have that in writing. Okay, have a great night.